Hi, I'm Matt, and this is Matt Reflects. So, here's a little story that happened in my hometown. Now, the reason why I'm even going to bring up anything like this really is it goes into what has been happening lately throughout our country, and it's pretty important that people like this continue to be exposed, and there's a reason for it. This is going to be a vaccine story, and whether you like vaccines, don't like vaccines, but the reality is we are seeing an uptick since the decreases in vaccine usage. We've seen an uptick in communicable diseases such as measles, mumps, rubella, as well as whooping cough and other diseases that we have pretty much eradicated in the US, or at least significantly diminished, are on the rise. And here's one from my hometown area. This is coming from Syracuse.com, and I'm a Syracuse, New York native. And this actually is from where I was living last when I left Syracuse to come down to the South. It's Manlius, New York. So there's a pediatrician in Manlius who is now been charged with 21 felonies for you illegally and illegitimately falsifying vaccination records to get her own kid into school. Her company, which is, let me look it up, Alexandra Center for Children's Health, is also being investigated by the state, because who knows, there are 50 patients there. How many of those patients went to her specifically because they were vaccine skeptical and still wanted to get their kids into New York State schools. Now, just an FYI for anybody who's not from New York State, you need vaccination records to go to school. There are some ways to get out of vaccinations, but they are not as easy as in some other states, particularly down here in the South. Anyhow, she had a 7-page indictment that was made public Wednesday, approximately 1 week ago today. And today is the 18th of March. And she actually was arrested on the 5th of December 2025. Now, since her arrest, she racked up more charges. So she wasn't originally charged with 21 felonies. After the state found that the vaccinations were actually put in the computer illegitimately, they removed all the vaccinations, causing her son to be removed from the classes that her son was in school and not allowed to reattend. So what she did was had another one of her nurses, a second time now, put those vaccinations back into the state database in which to re-enroll her son into school. Now, she enrolled her son into a separate school, but they immediately flagged it, found it, and removed the vaccinations again and put her son back out of school. So, I understand some people are very skeptical of vaccinations. That is your choice. But there are some repercussions to those choices. Some states require it. You're going to have to homeschool otherwise. Some states require it even in private schools. New York is one of them. She has, just like I hear all the time, if you don't like it, you can move. Well, she actually is a doctor. Her name's Dr. Shireen Ismail. She actually can afford to move and get the hell out of there. But no, she would rather do felonies, or potentially do felonies. Obviously, she has not been tried or even found guilty of any of these felonies, but she has been charged. So anyway, this one is very relevant because we are seeing that uptick in childhood diseases. We are seeing kind of backtracking by some of the Trump administration, where RFK is still going, the vaccine's bad. He just acts like a moron, and he has no legitimate claim to understand any of that. As an environmental lawyer, where is his expertise in understanding what those vaccinations do? There is none. because he's educated doesn't mean that his education extends to that. I'd rather talk to him about environmental law. Now, since the brainworm, which his wife admitted to, so this is not, maybe it's not real, maybe it's not true, but she admitted to it. So since the brainworm, he's not really done all that much in the environmental law area either. So most of the stuff since then have been podcasting and things like that. So I'm not sure that that's the person we should get our information from for vaccines. I would stick to the doctors, and the people below them have made it kind of clear that people should be going to get the measles, mumps, rubella vaccine. Anyhow, I'm going to keep watching for this one. I want to see what the outcome is. So we're going to watch to see what happens after they go to court and she pleads her side and everything else. We'll see if she gets anything. More likely than not, it's unlikely that even if she gets convicted, it's unlikely that they're going to hit her with all 21 felonies. I mean, I guess the state, the locale in the state could really go for like a 1-2 punch and trying to like hit her hard, but I'm not sure that that's going to happen. But anyway, I am Matt. This is Matt Reflects. Like, subscribe, share. Go ahead and put comments down if you see this in there, and let's get into the conversation. I know that there's a lot of really strong ideas on vaccines, and I know I make fun of RFK. Honestly, the reason why I do is he's an absolute moron and probably shouldn't be doing anything in anywhere near government. I mean, the dude is dumb. But anyway, that's my personal opinion. Hey, he doesn't come across like he understands anything, considering everything he states is easily debunked. I don't know. My own personal opinion. It's my own thoughts based on what I've read, what I've seen, everything. Anyway, let's talk. Let's keep talking.